next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out. But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Your lies, I'll do what I want. I'm inspired by thirst, I'm inspired by worth. I desire your worst, so you can just hide while I work. I ain't tired, you first. I'll write a second, third verse about the lies you go disperse. You never did I know it hurts. But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Your lies, I'll do what I want.
I want to switch to this because I wanted to show off the beautiful desk that I made. I made it for my wife. See, I got my Fallout helmet up there. So, you guys want to redeem the Fallout helmet? Here it is. Wait, oh, that is loud again. Gosh, it's really loud last time. I mean, like, insanely loud. I heard it back on the recording, and oh my gosh, it was loud in the last one. So I apologize to anybody on that one. I almost... If it wasn't going to take a long time to re-upload them, I would very much would like to delete them and then re-upload them, but man, it's going to take too long, and my internet is not that great as it is. But either way, look at the awesome desk that I built. Made out of pipe, and sadly, MDF, because that's what I said. I say sadly because it's not exactly weather resistant, and it does break easily, and but it's pretty. So, but I'm going to be doing a lot with that. Probably going to build another one like it. Probably build this shelf behind me, turn it into like that, and then same with this and the desk that I'm on. So, yeah, I'll probably be doing a lot. So you guys may hear my daughter scream in the background. She is being told no, so she does not like to be told no. So, here we are. Either way, let's get to playing some Hogwarts Legacy. So, I have been playing Car Mechanic Simulator religiously off camera. Like, so much so that I just, like, it's all I think about. I even think about messing with my own vehicle. Ooh, hello.
This is a change of pace from our
Yes,
last outing.
I took away all my,
The thought of that tent still makes my blood boil. I've been thinking about those poor dragons in the fighting ring. The collars they were wearing, they appeared to be goblin silver. I think a collar is precisely what we found at that poacher camp. I've never known poachers to use anything like that before.
The dragon that attacked my carriage was wearing the collar. And Professor
I
Fig
can
was
see
seemingly
you.
baffled by its behavior.
That attack always did strike me.
See,
as
with my right eye, you look
strange,
green.
seemingly coming
With
out
my
of
left
nowhere.
eye, you look
Surely
fucking
you're not
weird.
suggesting that the collars somehow control the poor creatures.
Exactly.
Merlin, I don't think the dragon we set free was wearing a collar, but we should check. And if we can find her, we can return her egg.
You're on your own.
That's a good
Oh, I
idea.
should have done. We should
We
have
need to
checked.
see this through.
I'll start looking into it right away. There was something else that I wanted to discuss with you. I didn't want to press it before. It seems I may have caused you more trouble with Victor Rookwood. Why is he after you?
If it's all right with you, I'd rather not say. At least not at the moment.
Understood. We all have our secrets. I shan't press for more details. In fact, I should probably be going. I'd like to track that dragon down as soon as I can. I'll let you know when I have news of her
Track her
location.
down as you're sitting here drinking.
Protego!
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, let's go over here. Boom. So yeah, I've been playing Car Mechanic Simulator and off. And besides the point, I do have several vehicles myself that I could be working on, but I get like such a drive to work on them, but you always reach a money wall, like a paywall in the game.
You wanted to speak with me, Mother?
I had hoped to speak with you alone, Natsai.
Your message mentioned your concern about an unusual creature that was spotted in the woods near Hogsmeade. That could have been anything.
You know what it was, Natsai.
I am allowed to leave the castle. I am always careful, Mother.
Careful. Officer Singer disagrees. She sent me an owl telling me that you have been trying to collect evidence of some kind against dark wizards.
True.
She berated me for not keeping a closer eye on you. And she is right. I do not want you visiting Hogsmeade for the near future.
But Mother!
My little gazelle, you are well-intentioned, but you must not meddle in the affairs of dangerous people.
If someone had meddled in Matabeleland, Father would still be with us.
I must get to class. Perhaps your friend can get you to listen to reason.
Nope. Let's go do some terrible things.
Frustrating. She never listens to me.
She called you her little
Sorry,
gazelle.
what was your name again?
Is that a term of endearment where you're from?
It is specific to me. I am the unusual creature in Hogsmeade she mentioned. Self-transfiguration is not taught at Hogwarts, so I am gently discouraged from practicing it. However, I am an animagus, and it is in my gazelle form that I have been able to wander the Highlands rather freely until now. Much to my mother's chagrin.
She's an
That is
animagus
how I
for
managed to
gazelle.
spy on Rookwood and Harlow.
Were you born an animagus, or did you learn to become one?
Animagi are not born. The process is quite elaborate. It involves holding a mandrake leaf in one's mouth for an entire month, then placing the leaf in a crystal phial so that it is imbued with moonlight, then adding one of your own hairs. And that is just the beginning. Self-transfiguration is common among students at Wagadu, but Professor Weasley considers it much too dangerous to teach at Hogwarts.
So animagus, interesting.
Can you choose what form your animagus will take?
Oh no, a person's animagus form is determined by their personality. My mother is convinced that my form is a gazelle because I adapt well to any situation. I believe it is because I can sense danger and keep my wits about me.
Let's say gazelles are kind of flighty
How
creatures.
does it feel to transform into an animal?
Well, the first time it can be a bit unnerving. I felt a kind of searing pain and a strong double heartbeat. But it gets easier the more you do it. I no longer feel any pain, and I must say, I find a sense of comfort in the double heartbeat. And I love being able to view the world from a different perspective.
So I wonder if it says something because of the dark wizards. All the animagus turn into wolves. So are they, wolves kind of thing? Wolves in sheep clothing kind of thing? Every single one of them is a wolf. Does it say something about the personalities?
Now the nickname makes sense. What an extraordinary ability to have.
It is. I love transforming, but Mother is less enthusiastic about it. She says that no creature, especially one as rare as a gazelle, should be bounding about where poaching has become so prevalent. She claims that she has foreseen tragedy befall me in my gazelle form. But she has
That
used
also
her
has something to do with where
sight
she's
control
from.
me
So she's
too
from
many
Uganda.
times. I no longer believe it.
I mean, like, is there a chance that you would be a gazelle if you're not from Uganda? You know what I mean? Like, if you're from Great Britain or Scotland, is there still a chance that you can turn into anything? Or is it only what they call abnormal, non magical creatures? Because I've yet to see one transform into something like, say, a mooncalf or a hippogriff. Because Harry Potter's dad, James, was an animagus, and he turned into a stag. Sirius Black was one. He turned into a, I'd say wolf is a strong word. Black dog is more along the lines of what he is. Peter Pettigrew was a rat. And that was all for, they all became animaguses. So to be able to still hang out and keep Lupin in check, because Lupin was a werewolf. So every time he turned into a werewolf, they would turn into their animals. So, keep him at ease. So, but I wonder. Now, I mean, James was a stag too, but so was his Patronus. And so was Harry's Patronus. And I would assume, I wonder if it matches your Patronus then. So, like, mine is a stout. So would that mean if I were to be an animagus, I'd be a stout? So Nagini is an animagus and is a snake. So she's a snake in the grass kind of thing? Weaselly? Can't allow your mother to stop us.
Progress. We can't quit now.
I agree. I have never considered quitting, even for a moment. You could have fled the moment you discovered that Rookwood, Harlow, and Ranrock were after you, but you did not. I choose to act as you have. I must deal with Rookwood and Harlow, not hide from them. My mother cannot know where I am all the time. Thank you for being here during that rather awkward conversation.
It's very interesting, though, to find out she's an animagus. And I completed Professor Weasley's assignment, which I probably should have done off camera. There was a lot of, lore. God dang it. Okay. But I got the two. One of them was, you actually had to kind of go through some story a little bit to get the field guide page for it. But I just did it off screen thinking it was just field guide pages and went on. But I plowed through it. We actually had to answer a lot of,
I heard Professor Weasley transfigured the book with all her test answers into an owl to stop students from cheating.
Taking owls a bit too literally, if you ask me.
Not sure why I should have to pay for fizzing.
Hello, Gareth. So, has your aunt been taking it a bit easier on you lately?
Unfortunately, no. In fact, a few days ago, she gave me a detention. I was only testing a new recipe in a mostly empty classroom, and the fire was put out quick enough.
If you're setting things on fire, then perhaps you ought to rethink your choices.
That's exactly what Aunt Matilda said. Can't let the doubters sway me. When they taste my latest brew, they'll forget their criticisms and the fires.
And this is how the first crack cocaine dealer was born.
Better write it down. Best of luck to you.
I have a recipe that I want to make. It's called heroin. Have you ever heard of it? I'll be back. I'm going to get more wine. I will be right back. I'm back. All right, and I forgot. Actually, I'm gonna go and go live, just chatting to show you guys the cool stuff that Caitlin found these in our closet. I completely forgot we had them. They're really cool. It's the Deathly Hallows. It was apparently a set from Portkey. And this is the invisibility cloak. You can see it's green. So basically what it does is you can put it on, you can put it on around you. You put it on like this and use a phone app that if you look at the person through it, they will be invisible. Like it just completely removes them. You can see like but it's the invisibility cloak. Same with this one, the Elder Wand, which I thought was cool because it has a button. You see the light? So what this one does, that same foam app, if you put the light on and then you draw in the air, it'll stay in the air. So you can like use it to just like toucan, and it'll show up on the screen. And then, I don't know what this one does on the phone app, but the Resurrection Stone, little ring. So yeah, I thought, oh, Harry Potter. I completely forgot we even had these. So I haven't used the phone app. I don't think I've ever used it. We just got it at a discount store and then went on. So, but it was really cool. So I thought about it. I thought, oh, that's cool. Especially the Elder Wand. And it's actually surprisingly, even though it all came together, you would think something. First, it looked like a costume set. It came in like a really bad box. Like, it's like, looked like you take a costume, and I was like, ugh. But then the quality is actually there. Like, it's actually really decent quality. Like, this actually feels about as good of a wand as my officially licensed ones from Ollivanders. Like, these are really good. This is actually a really good wand. Like, really, really cool. So, and being the Elder Wand, it's like, most powerful wand. So, but then also the Resurrection Stone being in a little ring, I thought was really cool too. So, but just thought I'd highlight that. I completely forgot about it. I am dropping a little bit of frame, so I apologize. People watching this at home after the fact on YouTube, will it bother you? Oh, maybe just to be sure. Okay. So it's true.
Settle down. Transfiguration, as you may be weary of hearing me say, is an exact science that can take a lifetime to master. But we needn't be daunted. Almost anything can be transformed if you can just perceive the potential within it. As I see in all of you, tremendous witches and wizards, every one of you. Or it could just be my eyesight. Now, you all know what to do.
Oh, this makes me think of the sad story of Professor McGonagall. Because I thought Professor McGonagall was actually also deputy headmistress and was transfiguration teacher. But she fell in love with a muggle, which is fine. It's okay. There's plenty of, witches and wizards that married muggles and everything. But you have to leave this world behind when you go to the non-magical world. And I mean, I think you can do magical things. I think so, because there's a lot of magical stuff going on in the world, the non-magical world that people can't see, stuff like that. But Hogwarts is like a Ministry of Magic position. And to marry a muggle, you were not allowed to hold. And she fell in love with him, but she chose being a headmistress and staying in the world over marrying him. I almost didn't make that. But I thought that was real sad. Riveveto. 1, 2, 3. Riveveto. Sorry, I watched too much of it. Harry Potter. I need to watch more. And I say that because I just finished watching the I learned all the spells. except Avada Kedavra and Imperio, which I do wish to learn at some point. Oh. Yeah, that's cool. There we go.
You wanted to discuss my progress so far this term, Professor?
I did. You seem to have had no trouble in getting up to speed, and frankly, excelling in your schoolwork this year.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm not certain I needed all the extra assignments.
And I'm certain you would not have been as successful without them. Now, it seems you've been making excellent use of the opportunities presented by your field guide. Of course, the guide isn't the only measure of success. Deke tells me you captured a unicorn and brought it back to the Room of Requirement. Protecting so rare a beast is an accomplishment of which you can be quite proud.
Thank you, Professor.
Damn straight, lady.
I'm especially impressed with all you've accomplished in light of the rumors of your extracurricular activities.
I have no idea what you're talking about. That's all hearsay.
Professor Black's house elf and exploration of various caves down by the lake connected in any way to Professor Fig?
That is all hearsay.
Not at all. I was intrigued by stories of a giant.
How about you keep your thoughts to yourself, lady? No, that's all my business, not yours.
Your penchant for learning, but do remember that your classwork and field guide are designed to educate you thoroughly. It'll be the end of the year in no time, and you'll want to be well prepared for your own.
You notice that I have classes, but they're so small, I actually don't even use them. They're just there as an accessory.
Until then,
you should learn a thing or two about my glasses, aka the eyeball. Oh, wow. I like... James. It's the legendary James. How are you doing today? How's everything on your end?
I'll explain.
Has it been wet and rainy as it is here in America?
With the helmet failed. But I have another idea. I think we may be able to find what we need at a goblin mine south of Hogwarts. Meet me there.
What do you mean, failed? You failed me for the last time, Lord Gok.
Mentioning something about gobbledygook.
It's been too long, man. Damn shift's been screwing me. All good, sir. How things with you? Good. As much as I can say. It has been a wild ride for sure. Been working. I'm back to working at home. You may see me a little bit more often because I will be able to get my stuff done in time. Like, I still work the same 7 to 4 shift. The only difference now is that when 4 ends, I'm already home. So I used to work at home, and it kind of, you see, I worked at home when the pandemic hit. So back in 2020, and I worked there all the way until 2022. Like, for 2 years, I was at home. Everything is fine. I took on a new position, and I was having to learn it at home, and it didn't go well. I was getting behind. I was getting stressed out, and I was just like, getting ulcers basically at the point of just getting that stressed out. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go back to the office, learn it, then go back home. And I finally feel myself comfortable because as soon as I got out of training, they put me in another position. and I had to relearn that. So, which is a good thing. Positions is they're training me on things, and it gets me where I'm at. I work in an office, and the more you learn, the more indispensable you become. So, very handy, especially here. Being indispensable where I work is great. Oh man, but do you have a varying shift? Do you have is your shifts way too fluctuating? Is that why do you just get at random shifts and stuff? I don't know how it is on the railroad. I would assume obviously you did say you get long shifts. But do you get the 3 days a week, 1 week, and then next week is 4 days a week, and then back to 3 days a week, or anywhere between 6 a.m. and midnight? Ooh. It's good that it worked out better for you, though. I know, right? I chose to go back to the office. I was there since October, and I just went back recently. So it is better. It's so much better now. I get so much done. I hate to stop, but it gets to kind of ooh, okay. All right, well, hold on. Electros is in the chat. I am definitely catching that. Anybody wants to do that? Sorry to stop the stream for this, but that is an Electros. So those are cool in my opinion. But I started medication for I think I even talked about on the stream a few times before. I don't know if I did it with you here, James, but I take an antidepressant just because I like a chemical imbalance. It's something I'm just with, and it's prone to give me manic episodes. And I was getting them all the time, or so I thought. So it turns out I'm actually hypoglycemic. So what actually was happening is I was having moments where I would just sit there and be like this. I'm not kidding. I couldn't sit still. What actually was happening was my blood sugar would plummet. And my body was like, panic. Start pumping him with adrenaline. Start pumping him. Just throw a bunch of adrenaline. So I'd just be like, oh my God. So yeah, it made me feel like it was manic episodes. Turns out it was being hypoglycemic. So, but, so I wasn't getting a lot done when I was having those episodes at home. So I was like, okay, maybe I can solve this by being at the office as well. So that was learning the new job and, the manic episode. So it was all worked out. Then I found out I was hypoglycemic, found out how to solve it. He just asked me, go get some orange juice. Once that happens, take some orange juice. You'll be fine. And sure enough, every time I have one of those episodes, just go take some orange juice. Good to go. So, that, and, mixed with everything. And I was having I was getting so stressed out at the office because I'm also going to school part-time. I have all these projects that I have to do. I have the streaming. I have, this, that I can't start until I'm home. And I say that because even though I take online classes, I work in the basement of my office building, and my office building doesn't let anything really outside I can't use my work computer for school. But it's in the basement, so I get no cell phone signal, so I can't even use my phone to try and get tests or get something submitted with my phone. Can't even do that because I get no reception. I have to walk out to my car, and that wastes more time than anything. So, yeah, being at home or cell phone reception, but I also have my actual computer, my personal computer. I can get my schoolwork done. I even talked to them and talked to my boss, and she said that's great that you can go in and top of class cloak. Ooh, I want that. I don't care. Yes, queen. Yes, queen. Wait, is this the same thing? It's like the same freaking thing. I like this one more though, but it's pretty much the same thing. Just different colored. But no, that's cool. That was cool. I'm going to go bear stock minimum. I'm going to do everything. Like, if it looks weird, it looks weird. Screw it. So glad it works out better for you, especially with that. Your health always... Exactly right. Exactly right. It does always come first. The guy was getting so stressed out at the office, and so, like, it's so much more relaxing at the house. I can also get stuff done off, you know, when I'm not...
Hello, Amit. Do I recall you
you
saying
know,
that you
working,
speak
I like my
gobbledygook?
breaks
I
or
did.
my lunch
I
breaks,
know.
I can actually
I
get
do.
stuff done so that I can
Speak it?
focus on my work,
Is this
and
to
I
do
can
with
actually
the
stream
goblin
more.
I saw you with in Hogsmeade? It is. His name is Lodgok. We could use your help with something. He's waiting for me near a goblin mine. Would you be willing to help?
Of course. How exciting. I mean, well, might this be dangerous?
I think he simply wants to show me something that
Oh man,
involves
6 a.m. to
gobbledygook.
midnight. Oh my
If it
gosh.
helps, he's a friend of Sirona's.
Good
I'm
to
so
hear.
sorry,
Good
James.
to hear. If Sirona trusts him, then I feel much better.
That's, oh my gosh. So is it just random? So is there times, James, like legit, where you get off at midnight and then you have to be there at 6 a.m. the next day? They would never do that to you, would they?
You said you know
Like
gobbledygook.
that's completely
But
unreasonable.
How well?
I've been reading it for as long as I've been reading English. My parents have an extensive library. Once I grew bored with the classics, I devoured goblin writings. I'd tell you some titles, but you wouldn't understand them.
Oh, is my favorite book.
Unbelievably, no. I'm so looking forward to it. Actually conversing in gobbledygook with a native speaker. Cannot wait to confirm subtle bits of pronunciation and tone that may have eluded me. Being self-taught and all.
Lodgok is waiting. Should we go?
Of course.
They got to
Just
give
want
9
check
hours.
the
Ah,
pronunciation of
okay.
a couple of
That's...
key terms first. So I will meet you there.
Got to give 9 hours. So if you get off at midnight, they can make you come in at 9 a.m. the next day. Wow. That's ridiculous. Just saying. Oh my god, this is probably the farthest I think I've been for a main quest. That's still ridiculous. That is so ridiculous, James. I can't believe they do that to you, man.
A friend who speaks gobbledygook is meeting us. Before he arrives, perhaps you could tell me why we're here?
Of course. Unfortunately, presenting Ranrock with the Helmet of Urtkot did not have the effect I'd hoped. Because he knew the details surrounding its plunder, he presumed I'd had help from a witch or wizard in retrieving it.
How
Even
else did
worse,
you
as a
expect
driver,
Goblin
they used
trying
to
to
give
get
us
the
8
helmet
hours
back?
between. What are the
Seems
laws
there's
around
no
that stuff for you
interest
guys
in
over
making
there?
amends with you.
I'm afraid we do not
There is
have
no
the
laws.
luxury of rational expectation when
I'm
it
not
comes
kidding.
to Ranrock. Damn Bragbor and his blasted journals.
Bragbor?
An ancestor of Ranrock's, renowned metal worker.
They have no
If we
laws
are to
against
work
that here.
together, I suppose
You could
I must
literally
tell you more.
close
Not long
at a
ago,
place
Ranrock
and then have to
sent me
open the
collect a
next morning.
recently unearthed set of Bragbor's journals. They describe
Not even kidding.
repositories that Bragbor had been commissioned to build for a group of witches and wizards.
What do you mean, repositories?
Large, magically fortified receptacles crafted from goblin metal. Ranrock recruited others to help me locate the repositories.
It is
We were to
burnout.
search anywhere that
Absolutely
was
burnout.
connected to 5
I
names
completely agree.
mentioned in the journals: Rackham, Fitzgerald, Bakar, Morganach, and Rookwood.
Rookwood Castle.
That is where we began our search.
Why does Ranrock care so much about these repositories?
Like my eye.
He
Like,
cares
I
about
see
what they
you.
contain. For centuries, wizards have refused to
Yeah,
share their
it's
magical
ridiculous
knowledge
over
with
here. I
goblins.
mean, but we're
Your kind will
It's the
not
same
even
over
let
in
us
England.
carry
I'm sure
wands.
it's a lot worse. It's
Thus,
1,000
many
times worse over
goblins,
here
myself
with
included,
capitalism.
have spent our
We are
lives
pro-corporation.
mistrusting wizard kind. Ranrock
Pro
was convinced that the repositories
corporation.
contained a magical
All people
power that wizards wanted to keep
are
for
workers,
themselves. He was,
and
he
the
is
1% rule
determined to
everything.
take it for goblin kind.
In law, and
But
the
here's
rest of the
something I found on
99%.
Probably best to
Actually, it's
continue our
even more. The
conversation
gap
later.
is even bigger now. It's like point
Greetings, Lord Gok. It is an honor, sir.
0.7%
You
are the
speak
richest.
gobbledygook.
Oh, Bagalio.
Enough. Please do not tell me that was meant to be gobbledygook.
Well, yes. Perhaps my pronunciation was a bit off. I imagine certain dialects differ.
Pronunciation is not the issue. I barely recognize that as language. I trust you can read gobbledygook better than you can speak it.
I can, Sir Lodgok.
Just Lodgok. Thankfully, we only need someone who can decipher written plans, since I cannot join you in the mine.
What written plans? And why can't you come with us?
We need some idea of what Ranrock knows or is plotting. I suspect a careless loyalist may have left plans behind. And I'm unable to join you because I cannot risk anyone reporting my presence to Ranrock. All you need to do is not...
But here, all it is, you know, the
either by the eye
0.7%,
above the enchanted door
making the
or
other
a littering loyalist.
99.3% the best workers they can be for the capitalistic society. So,
What else should we know about the enchanted door?
The door will not open while the eye can see you.
now,
Your friend must
it
be
is
invisible to it to gain access.
in a...
what I know
Now,
of
I'm actually going to
wizard
say this. I'm going to say
shouldn't be
this.
too difficult to achieve.
The reason why there's no laws like that is because it is pro-corporation. 100% pro-corporation. But the reason why those circumstances come about is for good reasons. People leave shitty jobs. You have the ability to leave a shitty job at any point in juncture. You should never feel trapped into doing what you can do and doing what you do where you're at now. We have such opportunities out there. And people say, oh, it's really hard to find the opportunities. It really isn't. We have job fairs everywhere, career fairs everywhere. They tell you exactly where you start, how to get way up here. You know, you get way up there, they tell you how to do that. And usually you have the shitty aspects of you have to close and you need to reopen tomorrow because it's a bad job. And that already tells you if someone's making you close and open the next day, it's because the manager is horrible. The facility is horrible. Those are but at the same time, not and management's horrible and the facility is horrible. And it doesn't pay enough. Because even if it's horrible, if it pays enough, people will still do it. It doesn't pay enough. Management's horrible. The facility's horrible. It's horrible. And so people are leaving. They're not staying. And so if you're having to open after you closed, it's because the place is short-staffed, because people are taking the opportunity to leave and find better opportunities because they can. They're not pressured into it. You know, it would be a lot more... It's very bad for corporations to be able to do that. I really wish we could just like make a law that prohibits, like, you have to have a certain amount of time to schedule someone before they can, you know, like after someone closes, there has to be a certain amount of time before they can open again. So like, and it needs to be retroactive. It can't just be scheduling. So like I worked at a job that was closing. If anybody's worked any job that's like your job is to close, just because you have an end time doesn't mean that's when you're going to stop. My end time, I think at that job was 1 a.m. There would be times that we would be there till 3 to 4 a.m. I think one group at one time was there at 7 a.m. Like, and the place opened at 6. Like, they were still closing up when the people came to open it. So, I don't want to say what it is. I mean, our job was like stocking stuff, so it wasn't like we had to do like clean and then like people are dirtying up, but we just cleaned. It was like stacking stuff. It's sickening, man. And the managers scratch their head when you leave. I know, right? They're so confused at why their toxic personalities caused you to leave. It's bad. It's so bad. But you can't help but be like, a place is short-staffed. Great. That place needs to go under. If there's people that are leaving, it means you're not paying them enough. You're a horrible manager and your policies suck. You need to go under. You need to be scrounging around for people because you're not doing a good job. And that's saying, you say managers scratch their head. They're so surprised. They're like, well, it's so hard to find anybody. No, it's really easy to find somebody. You just haven't figured out that, guess what? You're the problem. That's why, like 93% of the world's population are not self-aware. Like, I can't even pretend to lie and say I'm self-aware. People that know their own flaws and know that they have issues are impossible to find. It's like 7%. I think after I saw several. I went to college with did a lot of psychology classes and stuff, and we have that. We have a constant turnaround staff, so I could totally get what you're saying. I can understand. If you don't mind me, you don't have to say how much, but you can kind of just give me like a. Not even have to give me a number. Don't give me a number. But do you get paid pretty decent? Like, I would say, like, you know, way up, like middle class. Middle class. Do you get paid middle class? Middle class wage? Because I get paid middle class wage. And I'd say me and my wife are lower middle class because she also gets paid a middle class wage. And I say middle class is in like you're barely middle class. Because like the way the government classifies like lower class is like you're making next to nothing. Like, you do volunteer work for 36 hours of the week. No. Yeah. That's lower class. But you make like decent, like enough to where you're like, yeah, I could deal with this for a little while longer, I guess. Kind of thing.
Clever.
Listen, you don't have to give me numbers. I don't want to know your pay. But I'm like, do you make decent kind of thing? Is that like why you kind of stick it out? Because if you don't make enough, there's no reason to stay, man. I'd say about that, but we split the bills, so that's the only reason I got leftover dollar. I hear you. Same with us.
It's even grander than I had expected.
Same with us, Well, I mean, we're married, so we actually just share. Not a lot of people do, and I say this because, like, we're married, we share a bank account. Not everybody that's married shares a bank account, but we do. So it's like, it's like 2 incomes into 1 bank account. So, but I know you're not married, so I understand it. That's really nice that you guys split the bills, though. That's great.
Let's just learn what we can and get out.
As long as you have disposable income, then I would. It's really sad these days. These days, if you have disposable income, then I feel like you're middle class, and that's so sad because that used to not be the case. Like lower class would be like you had like $1,000 in the bank. Nowadays, you're lucky to have $1,000 in the bank, but you have disposable income. Like not many people have that. People are like. They even also made the joke, like, true lower class people would be like, the joke, I think in our town was like, you'd be walking along the street paying bills, and you'd be walking back up the other side of the street apologizing. Because you didn't have enough money left over to pay the rest of the bills. So, I think I heard that statement before, and it made me laugh, because it really shows way lower classes change these days. But disposable income is like, you have disposable income, you're better off than a lot of people. And that's so sad. So sad. Gosh. Dude, I know there are people I work with who have nothing left over after debts. And it's just like, wow. And I don't want to be like, and I hate that. I absolutely hate that because we have reached a point where you hear, oh man, I'm struggling. Back in the day, people be like, oh, you're not good with money then. No, now people are like, oh my God. Everybody's like, I'm struggling. It's not like, it's just ridiculous that, Used to, you could solve it by being better with money. And we're at a point where that doesn't matter. You could be so much better with your money. You could start buying every single thing that you need. We used to reach a point where we could buy any grocery that we wanted, name brand, and that's it. Now we can only get groceries that we need, and it's off-brand. And it's like, whoa, what on earth? Why? You know, I don't think I'd mentally go to work with no disposable. I couldn't have the motivation. Little luxuries and all that got me through. I know, right? Like, what's the point at that point? Like, I've debated this too. I mean, I have the debate. If I have no money left over, I need to find a different job. That's how my. But luckily, we both live in at least somewhat of a capitalistic society that we can indeed just bail and find a different job. If you get what I'm saying. But I agree. Like, I would quit my job. I have a second job during the summer anyway. I get a little bit extra pay in there. I mow lawns. I do landscaping and stuff. I want to get better at landscaping. Because I do have some people that have talked about wanting to make me to plant flower beds and stuff for them, and I need to get better about that. Oh yeah, it's one of these doors. Stop looking at me. There we go.
Can be seen by that eye.
But I agree. I just don't think if I was having no little luxuries and I was literally only working to survive, I don't know if I could even continue going to that job. Now, if being a father, I do know if I was still going to work and it meant that my daughter could have luxuries, then I would still do it.
I feel like a character from one of the adventure books I read during the summer holidays.
Let's take a look around, Amit. See if we can find any plans.
But I also do not want... I love my daughter too, but I know that I will just end up spoiling her, so I do need... I'd probably end up splitting some of the luxuries. I just found a car I really like, and it said it was too expensive. And my missus was like, you literally go to work and earn your money. Go get it. She's something like that. Oh, that's it. Keep that woman. That woman's good. My wife does the same thing. I am getting a decent gaming PC because it worked out. But she said, we work, we make enough money, go get a gaming PC. You need one, you know, you want for stream. And this was my computer broke down. I mean, like, wife's great. The women that support you like that and know, hey, we'll make do, you're fine, you make money, go get it. So, what kind of car did you get, if you don't mind me asking? I do like cars. I have too many of them.
Imagine most goblins to be brilliant and kind.
Way too many of them, actually. I have 4 trucks and a car.
See gobbledygook written in a goblin hand. The flourishes are extraordinary. Let me know if you see any more plans or schematics. We can't return to Lodgok empty-headed.
Okay. Also, man, women like that. Mental health booster. Hyundai Iconic. Full electric, so maybe not your thing if you're a petrol head. You know, we're going to get to a point where we're going to have to have electric. And I would say petrol head, I mean, not really.
They're building something rather large. But what?
Especially nowadays, I have a 1981 C10 Chevy Custom Deluxe. I was about to say Silverado, but no, this was back when Silverado was a model, it was a edition of a model of a truck. It's like a limited or it was different. But I have a C10, and they make a electric, they actually make an electric kit that electrifies those things.
was meant for me.
So like it's kind of awesome now. And my other one is a 1968 Ford F100, and I know for a fact that Ford makes also a kit for that, because it was actually the one for the square body is a aftermarket, but for the 1968 Ford actually makes a kit to electrify those old rigs. I thought that was neat.
Another schematic. What are they going to build? This mine is too small for whatever it is.
I know those. I mean, they're nice. It takes work. It's so much work.
Confringo.
So much work with that stuff. Those are just my project cars. One my father-in-law is working on to give him something to do. Another one is one I'm working on, and it's a lot of work.
I wonder if the boiler powers the lever. I suspect it must.
This car is like a subscription car. I'm not actually buying. Ah. So is it like a lease? You're leasing it? Which can be smart. If you... I mean... Gibble, where are you going? Oh, sorry, I had Gibble, the rat, next to me, and he just bailed on me. Because usually leasing, if you're smart about it, if you're really good with finances, I'm not. That's why I always just buy. But leasing is sometimes better. You can lease the car, and it'll depreciate in value as you're leasing it. It's a monthly rolling contract, including everything, insurance, tax, for electricity for a fixed. Ah, that's neat. That's very neat, actually.
Accio should easily engage the wheel. Marvelously clever.
Give me 1 second. I had to go get my daughter some milk. Something about debt scares me. I suck. I know. But I'm like, I'm also the type of person. I'm like, owning it is owning it. I now own all my vehicles. I'm not in debt anymore. We made the decision. I took out of my 401k, and my wife took out of her 401k. We paid off everything except our house. Like, we owe nothing to no one. So that's like a great feeling. And luckily when you take out your 401k, you're just paying yourself back. So like you're basically promising that you're going to pay yourself your savings back for a certain amount over a certain amount of time. So
Lumos. Lumos.
But, I mean, you might, usually, some places like that offer a thing where, yeah, even though you're, kind of renting it or something, you could then buy it from them for a depreciated rate, because since you had it, it's worth less because the value of it depreciated. And that's the thing about leasing. That's usually a lot of places try to think clear. I mean, like try to stop you from doing that. But also sometimes you can get screwed over too if like something appreciates in value instead of depreciates. Since sometimes you get that word. To be honest, when I'm done with the electric battery, I don't think I'm gonna want it. I don't blame you. Those batteries are like what, $700-800 for an electric car battery.
Are you sure? How many of them are there?
But you usually get those aspects too. If you find a car that you really, really like, you can lease it for a certain amount of time. And usually the leasing rate is less than the monthly payment. The monthly payment, if you know, what am I supposed to do here? So sometimes you can get a better rate because then you'll like be paying less, and then when you buy it from them after you've leased it for a certain amount of time, then your payment will be less and you'll buy it for less, you know, because it'll depreciate in value at about the time that you've had it. But I don't know a whole lot on that stuff though. What am I supposed to do here? I don't quite understand. Must we just no. There we go. There we go.
This is not good. They're building enormous drills, bigger than this mine could contain.
Let's get out of here and tell Lodgok what we found.
That almost looked like a bed. I was like, that's a weird looking bed. Oh, it's a conveyor belt. I'm stupid. I have several vehicles to spare, James. You can just move to America. I'll give you one. I'll give you a nice antique pickup truck. You can have my 68 F100. Because even though the 68 is pretty, my 1981 C10 pickup, a square body, which is pretty too, was my great grandfather's truck. So I worked tooth and nail to get that for my cousin, because she let it sit and rot for 10 years. That's why I'm having to work on it. It sat for so long, like the engine's locked up. And I don't know if you guys know, I love my uncle, my other cousin, and my uncle, but they made derby cars, and they took so many parts off that thing and they left it without a carburetor and a distributor for Lord knows how long without anything protecting it. Those openings, nothing protecting it. So I even looked in there where the carburetor goes, and there's acorns and stuff in there. I'm like, well, it's screwed. So it's not completely scrap, but you will have to take it all the way down to the block and start from scratch again. So, but no, you can have the F100. You just got to be here in America. You in? All right. It is drivable, by the way. It's a pretty rig. Could use a little bit of. I haven't quite fully restored it yet. Actually, it's not even close to fully restored, but I want to get to painting it where it looks all nice and pretty. But no, you got to bring the missus too, because it sounds like the missus is a keeper. You don't need to be looking. You can only go if she can come too. If she decides she wants to come too. You don't let women go like that.
Can we please talk about what
Lets you go out and tells you to go out and get a car.
It was.
Gotta keep her.
It really was.
Emotional
I'm afraid
support.
I've had enough adventure for one day. For a lifetime, perhaps.
Thank you, Amit. I couldn't have done it without you. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to have a word with Lodgok.
Understood? I'll leave you to it. Your goblin secrets are safe with me.
She won't drive.
But I
She's
get to write
terrified.
the
Had her
book about
license
this
8 years. She needs a
escapade
passenger
someday.
princess.
Without further ado,
You know, okay, so
that's you.
I will say this. My wife can drive, and my wife loves to drive. I always drive everywhere. And the main reason I do is because I'm motion sick. And I'm less likely to get motion sick if I'm driving. So she is a lot better about it. So she knows I get motion sick. So if she's driving, there's a chance that I'll have to pull over and I have to puke and then keep going. Like, I'm that bad. And so she's like, okay, well, forget it. I just let you drive. And she's actually, I would say, a little bit better driver than me. So it's like,
Ranrock must be searching for the repositories.
I fear you
Still.
are correct. Other than Rookwood Castle, however, I do not know where else he plans to search.
I've been wondering about something else you said.
oh, she would
before
love
we
to
took a
drive
walk.
where we're at,
Yes.
though. We're in the
If
rural
you
country.
share Ranrock's views, then why are you helping
Dude,
me?
it's so weird that we don't get
I
sick
expected
when it's us
Rookwood
driving,
Castle
isn't
to
it?
be
Strange old thing.
deserted when
I
asked
know,
to begin
yeah.
research.
If we're driving, it's
So
fine.
surprised to find
No big deal. You're in
that
control,
Witch
so
there
it's like,
had set
eh.
up a sort of
But when you're not in
improvised
control and you're getting
research
shook all around,
She was
yeah, no.
studying something so
Can get you
intently that
sick.
she almost didn't notice me. When she looked up, I thought she would react with fear or disdain. But instead, she did something that I will never forget. Without a moment's hesitation, she smiled and asked me to sit with her.
At first with this car, I was like, Then
She told me
I
that she
read
was a researcher.
you can turn the
showed me
heating
small,
on from in the house, and I was,
Oddly shaped
oh my
container
god,
with a
oh, it's one of
strange symbol
those.
on it. She was
Remote
certain it was
starts
made
with
of
the heater
goblin
and-
metal,
oh,
but was unable to
Fancy,
open it.
fancy.
She wanted to work together.
Miriam,
Yes. But how did you...
Professor Fig's wife. He told me of her research, and I know of the container.
The reverence with which she talked of goblins and their intelligence and skill. it
Mine
caught
can't
me
do that. Mine are too
entirely
old.
off guard. I'd never been treated with such respect by a witch or wizard. So, to my surprise, I let her study the container if she would allow me to search the castle on my own. We parted ways.
Vodka top for the
and
battery.
promising to share what she'd learned.
Blow it up. Yeah, sometimes.
Ranrock's recruits arrived, and we began to
Sometimes.
speak.
And I say that
Eventually,
because
locating
old
the first
vehicles can also
repository.
be very unpredictable.
Ranrock was thrilled with our discovery, but furious when I told him about Miriam. Berated me for trusting a witch when I heard she'd been killed.
You think Ranrock murdered her?
I don't want to believe it, but I don't know. After that, something shifted in me. I had seen how the power from the repositories was transforming Ranrock, transforming all of them. I could no longer remain a part of it.
Thank you, Lodgok, for telling me this.
I tell you all of this so that you understand what is at stake.
Yep, and mine.
Ranrock never found all of Bragbor's journals, but the ones he did find suggest that Bragbor at some point built a repository far greater in size than the one beneath Rookwood Castle. What you've discovered here today worries me deeply. If Ranrock learns of the location of that repository, I fear we shall be destined for a great war. I will find out what Ranrock knows. Watch for my owl.
So my two old trucks I like because they're long wheelbase, 2-wheel drive. So that means they are like limousines, just smooth sailing. Actually, I don't know if limousines are smooth, but I would say like because of how big they are, they're just smooth along. And both of mine have 2 mufflers on them, which you can't have 4 mufflers on them.
I have some promising
But
news
yeah,
about
it
the
gets
location
expensive.
of our Hebridean dragon friend and where to return her.
But I have 2 pipes.
Meet me in
They've
the
been-
town circle in Hogsmeade.
So they're very quiet too. So I have 2 exhaust pipes on both of them, and both have 2 mufflers, which was custom. They were done custom like that when I had bought them. So they're quiet. Older cars have more personality too. Might be weird, but I find it kind of connectable emotionally with an old car. I know, right? Yes. I feel like new cars nowadays. I'm not going to say anything about it. Like, when it comes to plastic, it makes it easier to, makes it lighter, especially with electric vehicles, it needs to be plastic because it takes less electricity to move. It makes it lighter. It makes it, as much as you could say, well, plastic is ruining the environment. I mean, so is mining for metal. So, metal and all that stuff, anything you get for a vehicle is going to ruin the environment. I mean, come on, even electric batteries is going to ruin the environment because of mining for lithium. But, I mean, with the old ones though, it's because of how the new ones are made of plastic and everything. It feels like disposable. And plastic is a disposable. Obviously, I mean, come on, look at our landfills. They're not disposable. But it feels more disposable because we've been taught, subconsciously and by the world around us that, plastic is just something you wad up and throw away.
Good.
While those old metal rigs,
That relic you mentioned, I believe
like
one
it's
of
just something
Slytherin's
that feels
students
more
stumbled upon the
permanent.
relic during an assignment to study sarcophagi
Feels like it
in
could
this
last
catacomb.
forever. And in
From
truth,
what
they
I read in a
can't.
report by the
The
student, they weren't
vehicles are
permitted to take it
lasting
with
way
them,
longer
so
than
I
they
must
did
assume it's still here.
in the
As I
80s and
mentioned
70s and
earlier,
80s
this
and
relic
stuff.
grants
So
its holder the power to reverse dark magic curses. If it's in this catacomb, I have to find it.
because everything back then was made of iron or made of,
I need to see her.
just weaker metal to the point where they rust away a lot faster. So, but you get the plastic stuff nowadays that surprisingly doesn't rust away.
I'd be interested to know what else the student has discovered. Have a look. Unfortunately, there's no name on it, but I suspect if it was important enough for Slytherin to stash in his spellbook, it's worthy of further study. I'm ready to explore the catacomb. Perhaps we can visit Anne when we've finished. Perfect. By the way, Ominous has been asking about you. You didn't tell him what we were doing, did you? I didn't. I promise. Good. Ominous would be livid if he knew what we were about to do.
Student report. The catacomb assignment yielded more than I'd imagined. Learning about our ancestors was illuminating. However, I stumbled upon something else I could not ignore. In an area behind the great room, which had suffered decay, amid the turned-over sarcophagi, I discovered an oddly shaped relic. Immediately I sensed its power. I would be thrilled to study the relic further if only the removal of objects were allowed.
I'll be interested to compare what lies inside to what I've read about this catacomb.
Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. I gotta do work after work after work after work.
I'm sure that foul smell is the scent of success. Try not to lose your nerve just yet.
I really want a slab. That's my next thing. I could.
Now we know we're not alone in
How
here.
are the misses and the animals? Good. We have bought 2 more rats.
Yeah, spiders
Yeah,
aren't
no joke.
insects.
2 more rats. And I will, give me 1 second. I will show you. So I'll be right back. Ah, we'll go into just chatting, just for you. Yes. There's 2 new babies. I don't know their names yet. Caitlin hasn't really got about to naming them yet. They're so little. And this is a desk I made. Made a date for Caitlin. She made a little painting desk, as you can tell. She's painting a little log cabin for them. Yeah, they're so little. They're adorable. Look at how small they are. They are adorable. Actually, let me tell you the size difference. Hold on. I wear pajama pants. Dribble, come here. Here's Dribble next to him. Dribble, you're so big. You're so big, Dribble. What are you doing? They're so little. I know. There's your little... Hey, buddy. What are you doing? Are these your new brothers? Are these your new brothers? Where you going? Size difference. You're so little compared to him. You're so much bigger. Go have fun. Yeah, they're so little. They're little boys. So Caitlin brought him home on Friday. I was playing Sea of Thieves, and she went, "So don't be mad." I went, "What do you mean?" And she's like, and she pulled back her shirt, and they were like right here on the top. I went, "Oh my God." I know, they're adorable. They grow up to be Tribble, aka Trouble. You guys are adventuring. What are you doing? All right, I'll go put them back. You guys go back in your pen. All right. They all get along is right. Sorry, I didn't answer your question. Did not answer your question. Yes, they do get along. Every single one of them do. They're sweet babies.
Good for you.
I can understand. Now, I can understand your significant other not letting you get one. And I say that because, like, not many people will like them. They are, however, a cheap and easy to, very low maintenance animal. Very cheap to get and very cheap to, maintain. So that's why I don't really mind.
I'd say opening them all is justified.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Well, I'm glad you like. I know you like them, James. So I was like, oh, I definitely got to show you the new babies we got.
In an inconspicuous loft. Brilliant.
Why you gotta comment on everything I do? Come on, Sebastian. Oh, this is where it came.
Good for you.
There we go. And done. You did absolutely nothing. Did such a good job of doing nothing. Ugh. Let's go down.
I nearly slipped there.
Is this where I have to go? Or the other way? Let's go the other way. Ah, yes.
Now this is the sort of great room I want to be buried in. Surrounded by grandeur. Grandeur and then some. Even an altar with a pile of bones. Lovely. Bones outside a sarcophagus? Seems odd. Did you hear? Accio! We're in the tomb. I assume eerie sounds come with the territory. Wingardium Leviosa! There's something here by the altar.
There we go. I foolishly mentioned the relic in my report and reminded to leave it where it lay, but research must come before my fealty to the rules. I sent something about this relic. I was told that those chosen by English oak wands have powerful intuition. I believe it. Therefore, when no one was looking, I acted. I conjured 2 barricades to isolate the relic. Ancestors forgive me, but I used their very bones as the key. I plan to return it, but first I must ready myself for our next assignment, learning the Imperious Curse. The spell is said to serve well against enemies.
What did you find? Accio!
You did not do anything. You literally just watched that happen. Freaking turd.
Wingardium Leviosa!
Okay, so what do I do with this?
Looks like part of a student's diary. It mentions plans to return for the relic and conjuring barricades using bones. Of course.
It's the Elder
The
Wand.
student summoned a reference to space beyond the Great Room. Let's divide and conquer. You work on sorting out the bone barricades. I'll look around and see what we missed. Hold on to that diary entry. There may be more to it. It does mention something else. It says their next assignment was learning the Imperious Curse. Really? Interesting. We need to focus on moving beyond this room. But let me think for a moment. Do you think the pages were left here on purpose? Slytherin mentioned a student who excelled in charms and always carried a satchel stuffed full of notes. They might have been left on purpose, or the student may have simply dropped them. Of course. I'll start to search for those barricades. Brilliant. There's more to this than even I imagined. Revelio. Bones stacked oddly on either side of this archway. Leave no stone unturned. Or in this case, no bone. We've made it this far, but clearly we have more to do. Accio. Lumos. Accio. Lumos. Accio. Lumos. Accio. Lumos. Accio. Lumos. Defender. Lumos. Wingardium Leviosa.
Why is that not working?
Wingardium Leviosa.
Stop it. Real. Okay. Okay. Sometimes the physics are not that great.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Oh my goodness. Now it takes it. Freaking.
Rickety Bone Bridge complete. Accio.
There's that.
Lumos.
Okay.
Wingardium Leviosa. Depulso.
Okay, so what do I have to do?
Revelio. Wingardium Leviosa.
There we go. Got it.
Done it. I knew we'd get through. I felt it in my bones. Nice.
What we got now?
The student's diary mentions the Imperious Curse. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to need it here. It's an unforgivable, but useful when you're outnumbered. Places the victim completely under the caster's control. So, if you'd like to learn Imperio, I can teach you. Where did you learn the Imperious Curse? I taught myself. Don't tell Ominous that I've told you. It's not exactly something I can brag about, but it may come in handy. I think you ought to know it.
Okay.
Shouldn't I know more about what the curse entails? Remember the blasting curse? Same idea, except when it comes to unforgivable curses, your intention has to be clear. You have to mean it. It's probably wise to know the spell. I couldn't agree more. A spell that could save your life shouldn't be unforgivable. You have a lot at stake. You have an ability that evidently no one's seen for centuries. Focus your wand movement. It's not an easy spell to master.
Yay! I learned Imperio.
Here we go. Something troubling ahead. Be on your... Imperio. Crucible.
There we go. Solved. Don't worry, Mom. I've got it. Don't have to be disappointed in me anymore. I'm a master of Harry Potter.
On the last one, this should be a cinch.
How gracious of you.
I try.
Wingardium Leviosa. Accio.
That worked. Keep going.
Revelio.
Rid the world of another spider. I shall sleep better tonight.
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio. Depulso. Accio.
Wait, if you take 2 seconds and look,
This looks different than what we faced before. Now we're also dealing with rune symbols.
rectangle, circle. So literally just, you know, if you actually took a second and freaking looked. I'll play the stream back to her tomorrow and show her she can't not love. Hey, there you go. I may have helped you. You're welcome.
Shoulders above these bones. Nicely done.
Revelio.
Wait, what was the other way? I feel like I didn't learn. Yeah, but I say over here.
Confringo.
Ooh, hello. Yeah, there we go.
Never knew spiders can make such a mess. Bit dramatic, isn't it? Confringo.
Wait, is it just not able to? There we go. Well, that I guess. Okay, well, there's that I guess. Oh, I guess.
This catacomb has suffered decay, just as the student's summary described.
I doubt anyone's been here in quite some time.
Oh my goodness. Fine. Fine.
Incendio.
You're mine. Matriarch is mine. You're mine for the taking. Yeah. There we
For a
go.
moment there, I thought that'd never end.
Oh, already burned it. There we go.
Dead end. Accio, lovely. All that for nothing. Hold on. Don't give up yet. Revelio.
Okay. This relic contains abundant potential. Its possibilities could benefit not only Blizzardkind but the world, but the dark sacrifice involved to realize its intent may be too great. Until we know more, please do not remove this relic.
Sebastian, the relic. Look. Could it be? The note and rendition of the relic. It matches. This must be where the student left the relic.
I can't believe it. After all this, it lines up. We've really found it.
What do you suppose is meant by the dark sacrifice required to realize the relic's potential?
I have no idea. But we're here for the relic.
I'm willing to ignore what the journal entry says. We're taking the relic.
Agreed. This is meant to be. For Anne's sake. I'm taking it. Let's get to Feldcroft. I must keep this relic secret.
Revelio,
my uncle.
Oh.
Is that
Oh no.
ominous?
Oh no.
Ominous. The sounds we kept hearing. It was you.
You gave me no choice. I had to follow you. Sebastian, please, leave the relic alone. We can find another way to help Anne.
I'm sorry, Ominous, but I'm taking it.
No, you're not. If you won't put it back, then I will.
Hold on, both of you. Sebastian, please, take a step back.
Fine, but Ominous knows I won't step back from a fight.
Can't believe this.
Okay.
How much did you hear?
Everything. I heard you encourage Sebastian to take the relic.
Sebastian's done his research. He knows what he's doing.
Sebastian makes things sound easy when they could be impossible or dangerous. We need to stop him.
And if nothing will change his mind?
Something has to. I need your help.
Sebastian's right. We need that relic.
I'm sorry. My mind is made up.
Are you willing to sacrifice your friendship over this?
I might be. How could I choose to stand by and watch him do this?
What if the choice wasn't yours? You wouldn't be to blame for what happens.
What in the world are you suggesting? Imperium?
That's what I'm saying. I would take all responsibility. This could save your friendship. I know how to cast it. Sebastian taught me. But I won't do it unless you agree.
This is insanity. I can't believe you would ask this of me.
Sebastian is never going to give up trying to cure Anne. If you try and stop him now, he'll never forgive you.
Fine. This is unfathomable. But I suppose if you want that responsibility, it may just save what is left of my friendship with Sebastian. Remember, this is what I was telling you about the Dark Arts. They come with a cost. You may well regret making this choice. Do what you have to do. Cast it. Before I change my mind.
Imperio! Step aside, Ominous. Stay in place until we're out of sight.
I will.
So bad.
Sebastian, come on.
What did you do?
Imperio. It was the only way to get out of here without a fight.
Ominous, I'm sorry.
Sebastian, we have to go.
Now it is, I mean, it's still unforgivable. It's awful. But my character, you know, he did say cast it, just go for it.
The relic.
You know, so he...
I know, but not like this.
Ominous and I agreed. Surely there's a difference between casting Imperial on someone without their knowledge and casting it with permission.
I understand what you're saying. I do, but...
I've taken full responsibility. You have my word.
I mean, yeah, he's exactly right. You know, there's got to be a difference between like casting it without the person, you know, knowing, without their willingness, but he willingly did it because he fully believed there was really like he morally could not just let it go by. Where am I? I completely forgot where I'm supposed to go. This way. Stupid me. So I'm a bad Slytherin. Bad guy. Bad Slytherin. Just a bad
How
one.
long will the spell last? How long must Ominous stay in the tomb?
The curse is lifted already. He'll easily find his way out of the catacomb just as we did. He'll be all right, Sebastian.
Oh, I actually go there. Okay.
When we get to Feldcroft, I'd rather Anne not know what had to be done to get this relic. She thinks like Ominous. It'd only upset her. Oh no, this isn't good.
What happened?
What is it?
Smoke! Over there, by the hamlet. Feldcroft's in trouble. They're under attack.
Let's hurry.
This is where you will fail.
Got him. Good God.
Boy, what have you done?
Saved my sister.
With an unforgivable curse. From that damned book, no doubt.
Your father would be ashamed. You've gone too far, Sebastian. Stay away from her. From all of us.
What did my uncle expect me to do? The Imperius curse saved Anne's life. That goblin was going to kill her.
You did what you had to do.
If I have to keep proving that to my uncle, I will. He cannot banish me from my own home. From my sister.
It might be best to let him calm down a while. May I speak to him? Perhaps I can help to ease the tension.
My eye may be able to help convince him to stay.
Very well. Probably best if I get away from here for a while. I'll head back to Hogwarts.
What was he thinking?
Pardon me, Mr. Sallow.
What Sebastian did was inexcusable. You cannot possibly be about to defend him.
Sebastian and I have encountered Ranrock's loyalists before. That goblin would have killed Anne.
This family does not resort to using dark magic even against our enemies. What Sebastian did cannot be undone. That you are defending Sebastian's behavior at all tells me everything I need to know. You are as guilty as he is. Sebastian is to come nowhere near Feldcroft, nowhere near Anne. Unforgivable curses are so named for a reason. If I hear that either of you continues down this path, if either of you uses dark magic, I will notify the headmaster immediately. Why, Sebastian?
Sorry, did you say... Sorry, did you say you tell the headmaster? Die, die, must die. Murder them. I can't wait to be good. Next 3 times I'm going to be good. I'll be playing all 3. Definitely. Next one I'll probably do Gryffindor. Just for grins. Because I've seen so much of the... Yes? Okay. Alright, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Sorry about that.
Work hard and don't be afraid to fail.
It's not like her to forget.
I didn't keep you waiting, did I?
Not at all. I was just at the post office. Gran told me to expect a package, but it looks as if she forgot to send it. She didn't send me an owl this week either. Perhaps she's busy with her research.
What was she sending you?
Only some feed she's been developing. I was going to give it to Professor Howen for the measles.
What kind of research is she doing?
It varies from week to week, but it's always to do with creatures. Last week she was studying leg knots in plimpies.
So is that where she gets her little, drive to help animals?
What did you find out about the dragon you were tracking?
I realized that she didn't know the poachers had her egg, so when she left Horntail Hall, she would have headed straight to her nest. I went back to the tent and tracked her flight.
How do you track a dragon long after she's gone?
Tree canopies, burn marks, things like that.
Well done. You certainly know what you're doing.
I can't be certain, but I have an idea of one place she may have been heading. I thought we might go and see it for ourselves.
Of course. Shall we leave now?
If that's all right. I want to see how she's faring if she had a collar on. And she's likely frantic about her egg.
Okay. Returning a dragon egg. Sounds fun. Delicious.
Here we are.
Is this a bad time to tell you about that omelet I had this morning?
The terrain's typical of where the breed would nest. I suspect it's how the poachers found her to begin with.
It was either that or a chicken egg.
And
I was like, man, I'm really hungry. Really hungry.
Dragons are hard enough to wrangle, let alone maternal ones.
You got all of that from simply standing here?
You'd be surprised how easy it is to think like a poacher. Shall we see if she's home? We only need to return her egg.
That sounds straightforward enough.
We should be in and out. Then we can be finished with the poachers once and for all.
I don't suppose you've thought about keeping it, have you?
No. It belongs to her. Keeping it will make me just as bad as the poachers.
Well, I'm as bad as the poachers. I'm keeping it.
If you're right about finding her here, how do we go about returning the egg?
Her nest will likely be in the heart of her
His
den.
fur
She
coat is
will
so
be keeping
absurd.
guard over. It might also be more charred than anywhere else, I imagine.
Well then, let's find our dragon and return her egg.
Wonderful. If she sees us flying about, she might take it as a sign of aggression.
It doesn't take me long to actually hate what I wear, but here we go. Here we go. I want to look like a stereotypical wizard. There we go. There we go. I like that. Back to my huge. Dwellings. It's like entire homes can be put in. Oh, I want to do that. That sounds fun. Like a little home. Put a little home in there. Huge decorated table. Oh. You got my interest peaked here. Okay, yeah, it makes me want to go back and look at but I'm in the middle of a quest, so I can't.
Agitate her. Goodness knows she's been through enough already. I'm ready when you are.
Needs to be a smidge too bright, but I'm going to give it this way so that it will stop lighting me up. It's bad lighting. I was told by a lot of Twitch users as well, it's bad lighting to, like, your face light up from your screen. It means you don't have enough light.
She did make it home safely.
So.
Oh, good. It looks as if she wasn't collared like the other dragons.
Now let's murder her. I wish to kill her. I wish to have all her. Have her hide.
Poor thing must be worried sick, wondering what happened to her egg.
Is that a golden eagle just casually sitting on the ground?
She doesn't seem to have spotted us yet.
How?
Let's hope it stays.
Ah, so she actually comments when you use a curse in front of her. If you use a curse in front of her, it seems she actually notices. It's actually kind of blinding, so. Yeah, there we go. Boom. Way better. Way better. But she actually comments to see someone's not afraid of dark arts. Where are you, Smithy? Thought you were joining us in Bornero. I know you have your hopes about the fighting ring, but the true Galleons are in Acromantulas. You can't believe how much violet I made a few days ago, not to mention Bornelo's half bad to look at. Anyway, we'll be moving on soon. Egypt, perhaps. It's such a relief not to be weighed down anymore. See you soon.
How charming. They keep in touch with each other. There she is again. She's breathtaking. From a distance.
Fantastic.
Let's go. Let's fucking go.
I wonder how good her eyesight is.
I beg your pardon?
I don't imagine the poachers fed her well. And from a distance, we probably look exactly like sheepdog.
You are not helping your case at me, bro.
Lucky for
Continuing
us.
to help you.
Watch your step.
Good lord, this is a ways away. Can you pick something closer? Come on now. My feet hurt.
Or we're just raring for a fight.
Oh, here we go. And we're at the fighter, aren't we? She does not look happy. That was easy. Yeah, the the bolt thing is kind of a little overpowered.
Watch out! It's her.
Oh, she isn't making it easy.
Not a warm welcome.
It's a little too warm, if you ask me. I don't suppose she listened to reason.
Oh, son. Never mind. Got a little too over my head. Now I'm gonna drink my wine. Ah. We get it, she's cool.
Watch out! It's her domain. Keep at it. You've just got to make it to the nest.
Oh, she isn't making it easy. I don't suppose she listened to reason.
Oh my god. This is so overpowered. Hey, Taylor! Yes, I agree so much with your title. This is Be Over in 1 month. Yes, yes. Sadly, today's the last day of my spring break from school. I don't know if I'll go back.
We're almost there.
I do eventually want to go back, but yes, it is all at once, but man, things are.
Why is every bridge here broken?
Repair
It can get overwhelming for sure, especially if you're ADHD like me.
If we just return her egg, we can hopefully
And
make it
you
out without
just
too much
cannot stop throwing constant projects on yourself. If you actually slow down and appreciate the projects that you have now and focus on them, then that's great. But otherwise, I figured that's what they do. Most people do that. Yeah, I feel you there. Easy to get bogged down for sure. And then you feel like it's just hopeless. Like you're never going to complete one. Like you're never going to get to actually complete one. I know me, I've got 2 project cars.
And did you see how clever?
And
She left us perfectly
several
alone.
woodworking projects I have to be complete.
That's rather generous, isn't it? She did try to kill us the entire time.
Only until she saw her egg, at which point I thought she rather warmed to us. The important thing is that we survived it, and we returned her egg. Thank you for doing this with me. Wouldn't
But
blame
sometimes
you
it's just
one
great
bit
to
if you wanted to head back to the castle and
breathe in,
never
breathe
think
out,
about
and continue
dragons
on.
again.
Shall we head back? I'm ready if you are.
I am. After our dragon rescue at Horndale Hall, I half expect to be ambushed by poachers any time I'm not in the castle.
Understandable. We did sabotage their fighting ring and steal a dragon egg from them.
True. So why haven't they come after us? It's not like them to let things lie. Unless
what?
Unless they haven't let things lie. Oh no, I can't believe I didn't see it. We need to leave. I need to send an owl.
So, yeah, I made that as my title today. I'm like, you know what? Let's be a good little title to. Oh, hey. Oh, you're not alone. Life is overwhelming. We can all make it through it. We can all make through it. Get through it. So we're all in this together. We can all roll up our sleeves and get it done. So no one has to worry.
What did you think you were doing? That owl has been in our family for
I like
30
listening to
years.
these.
And you...
Well, that's it. One was really sad. There's a mom getting mad at a student for befriending a Muggleborn. Because she was mad because the Muggle mother reached out to her and wanted to hang out, and she was disgusted. So she said, "You're not allowed to hang out with Muggleborn children." Well, that was so...
Did you speak with my uncle? I wish I had better news about your uncle and Anne. Well, what did he say? I'm afraid he wants you nowhere near Feldcroft. Nor Anne. I had to stop that goblin from killing my sister. He had no right to banish me from my own twin. If he thinks banishing me means I'm going to give up on Anne, he's sorely mistaken. He also said he cannot excuse the use of dark magic in any form, and that if he hears of either of us using it, he'll go straight to Professor Black. Huh? That relic, dark magic or not, is the key to saving Anne.
Agreed. Good time for a stream to be able to relax. Absolutely. Absolutely. Got to roll up my sleeves tomorrow and, start the work day, but also go right back to school.
Now I'm more determined than ever to learn what power that relic has. What did you mean you'd send Anne a crest so that she'd know to meet you? We just lost our parents, and we were packing up to go and live with Solomon. We couldn't take everything. She was carefully organizing her prized possessions, a box of artifacts she'd collected to do with our family. Jewelry, cards, old photographs. She got to her favorite, a handmade crest, and without a second thought, she handed it to me. This will keep you safe, she said. It holds no enchantment, but I've kept it with me since. That's how I can reach Anne. I'll get the crest to her with plans to meet. Be careful, Sebastian. Your uncle could intercept it. We'll be expelled. Even if Ominous is upset with us, he has no love lost for his family. He'd use their connections to the headmaster if we needed his help. I shall wait to hear from you then. Thank you. I very much appreciate you standing
I don't know.
through all of this.
We literally did Imperio on Ominous to actually be able to leave with the artifacts. So I really don't think he would use his connections to get us out of trouble. Just saying. There we go. Oh man, but how's everything going on yours? I didn't ask, Taylor. I'm so sorry. How's everything going on your end? How's the wife? Are you guys living up around Fayetteville, or did you guys move out here? Did you guys split between, or did you guys move elsewhere? How's everything going for you guys, Taylor?
I thought my owl might pique your interest. I came as soon as I could. I'd been so preoccupied by all that happened with Ominous and the catacomb, not to mention my uncle's reaction, that I'd almost forgotten what it was that struck me about that triptych. This is the view painted on the canvas that was left on it. That's incredible. You know this area well. And while I was waiting for you, I scouted around and discovered an abandoned mine nearby, surrounded by Ranrock's loyalists.
Do you think there's a connection to the triptych?
I've no idea. But perhaps they're searching it, the way they did Brookwood Castle and Isidora's Manor. How do we want to handle this?
We need to see what they're doing. I say we take them head on. Let's bury some enemies.
Very well.
And I still have that rune symbol we found on the triptych. If there is a connection, I suspect we'll see that symbol again.
After you.
I'm gonna do a Gryffindor because I think Caitlin wants to do a. Everything is good right now, brother. We're in Fayetteville right now. I'm still hybrid, so I have to drive back to town, work 2 days a week. Oh man, we actually just signed another lease in Van Buren because she got a job down there at a firm, so all is good. Oh my God! Oh, she is she in the law profession? Ooh.
There they are up ahead.
Congrats. She's still in college, I believe, right? In Fayetteville? Is that why you guys are in Fayetteville? She's at U of A? Is she getting a law degree? Or is she getting an insurance firm? Or what kind of firm is she doing? Firm means a lot of things, I realized. But I can understand being busy, man. Oh gosh, come from a... Even though we don't really have like busy schedules, I mean, just having a kid, you immediately have a busy schedule. Yeah, she's in graduate school for law school in May and will sit for the bar. Oh, that's awesome. I wish her the best of luck. I absolutely do. That's awesome. That is awesome. The bar, so she's going to be a lawyer. Ooh. Do I get a discount if I need court help? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Kidding. That's awesome, though. That is so awesome. Gosh, I got addicted to. I should be a lawyer, and you. No, I will not. No, absolutely not. I got addicted to TikTok, watching clips from the show Suits, which was really good. Like the main character is a genius. I mean, never went to law school, but he memorized a law book to pass the bar, and just went in and passed the bar first try because he has a photographic memory, like perfect photographic memory. He's a genius. So
once again,
it was like one of those things where it was like, I don't know, just like consistently. And I like things like that sometimes, like House, where it's like unusual cases. I even read a webtoon like that where it was really neat. It was a genius with psychological. I can't remember what the name of the webcomic was, but I read it and he was like just an absolute. He was a genius and he was an expert at psychology. So like he just knew anything and everything about psychological disorders and stuff, and he can go and diagnose people like that, like House from the show House. So it's like insane. But I like shows like that where it's, or like The Good Doctor, where he's autistic, but he's an amazing doctor. But because he's autistic, he doesn't quite understand. I don't know. Something about those shows like usually always get me.
I should tell you, rumor is this mine was closed long ago due to an infestation of spiders.
How nice. Nothing happened.
I shouldn't need any law help. Yeah, I've heard good stuff about Suits. I need to watch it. Yeah, it's decent. It's decent. It's about a guy. He just applied and basically he applied for the most prestigious law firm in the world, and it's in New York City, and he got in, but he never went to law school, and he was a genius. He just went in, he just memorized the law book, and for shits and giggles, his friend bet him that he couldn't pass the bar, and he did, because he was a genius. And so he then went applied for this law firm and got in. So it's really neat. But it's also like just some of those aspects where you get those cases and you're not gonna learn exact law advice, but you learn some stuff where it's like, oh, that's neat. Like I didn't think about that. Like I didn't I didn't know that was a thing, but it actually is a thing or something. So it's very, you learn that the court is a very cutthroat environment. So I wish your wife the best of luck, and I hope, I do hope she has a very calm and collected and prosperous career. No, it's not what I want to do.
Incendio.
She said, "Thank you so much." Oh, you, I have to tell. Oh, now I'm embarrassed. Oh, well, she is very welcome. It's rough. It's rough business going through law. So I commend her. I'm struggling. I'm only taking 2 classes this semester. I'm doing digital media. I eventually plan on getting a bachelor's degree in digital media. But man, is it just... It feels like useless knowledge. But I picked it because I feel like I could use it outside of school. Because it's web design and software design, app development, things like that. That's like the future. Because IT, information technology nowadays is networking. So like monitoring servers and, you know, knowing stuff like that. And it's like, oh, just, it's not what I want to go into. You know, that's a knowledge that you would need a job for. You know, but like this is something that I can benefit from outside of school, regardless, or outside of my job. So that's what I picked. But her degree is a lot more important these days than what my degree. Mine just kind of betterment. Yeah, I'm just trying to. I'm not amazing at it. Yet, and to be honest, I'm really regretting it. I think I'm gonna take a break for a long time. Well, I'll probably take the summer off. I may go back in the fall. I was eventually planning on going to the summer and trying to crank out those courses, but yeah, there's no point. But man, I've just been stressing out because of this. Because I take a class called Social Media Marketing. Man, that is... Look, I even told... And as much as I would be like, I don't talk shit about anybody. And I don't about anybody. But the class itself, I even told the teacher, I was like, I've learned absolutely nothing in this class. You're basically teaching a marketing class with the aspect of social media. And it's not... You could just take a normal social media... I mean, a normal marketing class... And then that's it. I mean, digital media requires social media marketing, so you have to take it anyway, regardless. And the teacher I didn't hurt her feelings at all. She was a substitute teacher anyway. The real teacher is on maternity leave, so she's just taken over for the semester. But she was like, oh, it's fine.
Professor Hecat would be proud.
But I was like, man, I haven't learned anything in that class. That class is... Oh, but web design, I've learned a ton because it's a ton of work. It's so much work. I have learned so much, but I just get so stressed out because like the amount of work and homework that I have to do.
We have another fight on our hands.
Just gets me. Understandable, brother. It gets tiring and so stressful for sure. Sometimes you need a break and reset, refocus. Yes, exactly. I think my summer is going to do that for me. Absolutely. There's so many things I want to do during the summer, so I need to take my summer break. But I definitely want to go back in the fall. But that's so exciting, though. So she graduating in May with a law degree? And you said she's going to sit in for the bar in July. She's graduating this year. That is very exciting.
We certainly cleared the room.
I don't know why Gryffindors get credit for bravery. We Slytherins are teeming with it.
And we're much more fun to fight with.
Incendio!
Yeah, she's graduating. She's finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. What's aggravating for me is I went and I got an associate's degree in applied science in construction technology, as useless as that is. But I spent 2 years getting that degree, only for me to have to go back for almost another 2 to 3 years to get another associate's degree. Because that's just a useless degree. I need to get a useful degree for me to get a bachelor's.
Revelio.
That's what I was looking for.
Incendio.
I am happy for her. There's always something about that, like, but being done with school. My sister was that way when she got her bachelor's degree. She was like, I'm done. Never again. And she meant it.
Incendio.
Oh, I need to... Okay. Oh, I get it.
Wasn't expecting that.
What does that do? Does it do anything, or... Oh, right there. There's a rat. Would you like to see a rat? It's Gibble. Hey, Gibble. There you go, buddy. What are you doing? What are you doing? You going wild? You got the zoomies? You got the zoomies? People don't really usually like rats, but Gibble's a sweetheart. He's a sweetheart. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He likes kisses and loves and hugs. Want to run across the table? Okay. There you go. Have fun. He goes all over the house. The world floated to me as if in a watery haze. How long had I been unconscious? I only remembered his eyes, empty of sorrow, yet. Yes, but also, I recall feeling a sense of euphoria as I watched the pain vanish. Oh, God. It's always when I talk. I get a lot of air in my lungs as I talk, and that's why I yawn more. But then everything started to turn. When I fell, I must have hit my head. I neither feel nor see a mark, but the pain is throbbing. I can only hope it is not the Black Death. At least he is no longer in pain.
What do you have there?
A journal entry by Isadora.
Hopefully it will help us unravel more of this mystery.
Sebastian, I think I found something. A canvas piece.
Brilliant.
Revelio.
It weren't in vain after all. Still, something about this place feels odd.
So, what do I do? Oh, okay.
If the triptych led us here to find this bit of canvas, we can probably assume that Isadora Morganach was here.
She seems to have been everywhere.
But if she was using the Undercroft and the cellar beneath her manor in Feldcroft, why would she create this space?
And why hide it behind cryptic rune symbols? And ancient magic that no one but you could see?
Isadora and Percival Rackham, another of the Keepers, could see traces of ancient magic too.
Rackham? I haven't heard his name before.
His are some of the memories I've seen. I don't think he and Isadora saw eye to eye on how this magic should be used.
This is all rather baffling. Let's take the canvas back to the triptych. Perhaps the answers are there. This place is odd, to be sure, but I'm fascinated by it. Now.
There we go. So many locations into the Undercroft.
And now for the moment of truth.
It has to fit. Please tell me you recognize the location in this bit of canvas.
The good news is I do, in fact.
And the bad news?
We're in for more trouble. I know that coast. Ranrock has taken over a huge mine in the surrounding area. Morrowind has suffered for it. It's as bad as Feldcroft's become. Should we head there now?
We should wait.
Why?
All this time, we've been a step behind Ranrock. I may know someone who could help us get ahead.
Who is that?
Someone who knows Ranrock personally. They asked me not to mention their name to anyone.
A goblin? Tell me I'm wrong. You know goblins cursed my sister to shut her up. Said she should be seen and not heard.
I do, but not all goblins are...
Not all goblins what? Have you forgotten Feldcroft? Have you forgotten the mine we just went through?
No, Sebastian, I haven't. You're not listening to me.
Why would I listen to someone so ignorant?
You don't know what you're saying. Take a breath for a moment.
Oh, I know precisely what I'm saying. Unbelievable.
Avada Kedavra! Anybody that disagrees with me dies. Oh my gosh, it's just like constant one after another after another after another. Oh my goodness. Ooh, hello. We'll do another Summoner's Court match.
Thrilling news. I believe my next broom upgrade to be even more impressive than the last. Come by Spintwitches as soon as you can.
Hello. Are you here for Summoner's Court?
That I am. Don't expect to be as lucky here as you were in Crossed Wands. Speaking of which, care to play a match?
Of course, Charlotte.
Then may the best summoner win.
You suck. Ooh. Oh.
Precisely as planned. Such grace. Finesse. Precisely as planned.
Oh, shut up. Ha 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 ha!
Sting me with a billywig. I'll never top that. Accio.
Ha 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 ha!
Concentrate, Charlotte.
I didn't need too much.
Wow,
So.
you are good.
I win. Also, Taylor, if you didn't notice, my character is named after you.
I'm not too proud to admit when I've
Tantabus.
lost. Where did you learn to play like that?
Suck it, Charlotte. Tantabus always wins.
I play by intuition, natural skill and all that.
That's been my strategy. I suppose it only gets you so far, though.
That's what you want. It was good luck. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. It's the name. The name brings it all in.
More than that, but let's just say
Fuck you, Charlotte.
best for a reason.
That was tough, actually. Well, oh yeah, I'm going back for that upgrade. Tantabus shrimp toast. Shrimp toast from a podcast I was listening to the other day.
Hello again. Wonderful to see you. As before, I've arranged a special price on the broom upgrade for you.
That's the name that establishes fear in your enemies. Tantabus. Oh no! We're never gonna win against a Tantabus. Yeah, like on my podcast the other day, Matt named his weasel Ethan. I was like, okay. I don't know if to be insulted or happy or
You're all
flattered.
set with the new upgrade. I can't wait to hear what you think. This may sound presumptuous, but...
You'd like me to report back with even more flight details.
You know me well. I feel I'm almost there. I just think I can improve broom flight a bit more. Miss Ray's is running a time trial at the South Coast course. Not ideal, really, what with rumours of Ranrock's lot and Ashwinders infiltrating the place. However, if you're flying high above them, you should be all right, I think.
I'm not worried, Mr. Weeks. I'll see if I can find Imelda.
I hope you are able to complete these trials. I have a feeling this final upgrade is going to be a sweeping success. Do be careful, of course. I shall look forward to hearing from you soon. I look forward to our next meeting.
I am 100% going to where that's at. Gonna get that done. He always needs help.
The course looks rather deserted. I hope everything's all right.
I'm over here.
Hello again, Imelda. This course is a bit far from the castle, isn't it?
Obviously. Evidently too far for most of our classmates. Pathetic. They should be begging me to keep these trials alive, not running scared. I'm surprised our new 5th year showed up. I suppose I appreciate the effort.
That's actually... thank you.
I know I can be impatient, but I get frustrated by those who don't take things as seriously as I do. And in my experience, that's everyone. Anyway, don't let it go to your head. Right then, enough chatter. I'm confident I've posted a time you won't be able to beat.
We'll soon see how I fare, won't we? I'm ready.
Get ready to lose.
She's about to get her ass kicked. It doesn't take. It's not very hard to beat hers. Literally, it's not very hard to beat her score.
Made it. Excellent.
Doesn't matter if you miss the speed bubbles as long as you don't miss those, because you lose time.
do say so myself. That wasn't too difficult. Brilliant.
Let's go all around the entire boat, like second area.
Made it. Brilliant.
Oh, I missed that. Wanted you to go underneath the bridge. Oh, I missed all of those.
Brilliant flying, if I do say so myself. Brilliant.
And beat it by a whole 20 seconds.
That wasn't too bad.
Which is a pretty damn big margin.
That was quite something.
Impressive work today, but don't get too comfortable. I'll be on your heels in no time. My family's not going to believe the news when I tell them. They're almost as competitive as I am. Almost.
Do you get your competitiveness from your family?
You could say that.
That was awesome, wasn't it?
My grandfather played Quidditch for Puzzlemere United.
I do like
And my
flying.
father,
It's one of my favorite things.
well, he was a chaser
I even thought
for
about doing
Slytherin,
Microsoft
but
Flight
had to stop
Simulator.
after a curse took his knees out. Said it was the Gryffindor beater. And me, I fell in love with flying the first time I saw the ground disappear beneath my feet. Something about the freedom you feel on a broom. I've not been able to stop since.
Will you keep running these courses?
I'll race them myself. Don't want to get rusty. But I won't be dealing with time trials. You're welcome to run them too. Anyway, hope we find time to fly again soon.
I take it you want to play for a team, but which one? And which position?
I'm my father's girl. A chaser through and through. You'd know that if Black hadn't cancelled Quidditch this year. As for a team, it's the Holyhead Harpies I've always dreamt of. When I'm finished with school, I'll try out. If for some reason I don't get accepted, I don't know what I'll do. Herbology, perhaps? Because if that did happen, you might as well pop me and call me a mandrake. I'd never stop screaming.
It's been fun competing against your records, Imelda.
It has been fun. Glad you're here, 5th year. You're an asset to our house. You take care of yourself.
She got real nice all of a sudden. Oh, there's only 3 broom races?
That this was his best upgrade yet.
Wow, okay. Okay. I do like flying games a lot. I used to like Ace Combat, but Ace Combat got too
Hogsmeade, here I come.
easy, even on the hardest difficulty. That's why I wanted to do Microsoft Flight Simulator, because it seemed too like an actual flight sim as compared to...
Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again.
Hello again, Mr. Weeks. I set a new record at the South Course.
Fantastic! Your broom performed well then?
The best upgrade yet. It flew beautifully, incredibly nimble. But with the speeds it now reaches, I can feel the wind catching beneath the seat a bit, preventing it from reaching its full potential.
Of course! Should have anticipated that. Exactly the kind of report I've come to expect from you. At last, I think I know what needs to be done for my final upgrade.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And I've seen people practically have a whole cockpit. I know, right? Oh.
What will you do after the final upgrade is complete?
I aim to make Spintwitches the most sought after shop in Hogsmeade. And I wouldn't mind getting back on a broom myself. Just for the thrill of it. Couldn't be more pleased we made headway with the upgrades. Proved the naysayers wrong. Made all the hard work worth it.
I shall look forward to speaking
Yeah,
again.
those
I'll be sure
like
to send you an
multi-$1,000
album when I'm
setups.
Thank you again for your help. Couldn't have done this without you.
Oh, those are cool. Or like the people have entire Forza cockpits for Forza Horizon. And those I'm like really jealous of. I'm like, oh, those are cool. Oh, those are really cool. Yeah, those are, I know, and they're like $4 or $5 grand for some of them. Which is nuts, because then you could actually just build one for cheaper. Really good.
We should speak with Mr. Bickle's friends. I believe I can sneak away without drawing my mother's eye. Meet me in a
Because you could buy a racing seat for, you know, a couple $100. You could buy the just pipe that you would need to do it and everything, like the drill. Even then, like you could probably be in one of those seats for $1,000 or so.
Oh, good, you're safe.
If you don't buy them fully made.
There you are. You were in such a state when you left.
The poachers got to my gran. Someone recognized me in Horntail Hall and they got to her.
What do you mean? Is she alright?
She's fine, thank goodness. But they were at her house, our house. They assumed I'd sent the egg there. She said they took the whole place apart looking for it, screaming that we'd cost them everything.
If your gran's alright and they didn't get the egg, then perhaps we're fine.
I should have known. I underestimated the poachers. And now another creature's in danger.
What do you mean?
The poachers refused to leave empty-handed, so they took valuable journals that Gran had discovered when she was researching rare creatures. One of them contained theories about a secret hiding place of the Snidget, long thought to be extinct.
Exactly what kind of creature is a Snidget?
It's a small bird with golden feathers. It's incredible. It has rotational wings that allow it to dart quickly in any direction. In fact, the golden snitch in Quidditch is based on the Snidget, which barbarically was actually used in the sport hundreds of years ago.
Why would Snidgets be valuable to poachers?
They could make more money with Snidgets than they ever would have fighting dragons. The golden Snidget's feathers and eyes are incredibly valuable. That's why they're believed to be extinct. They were hunted out of existence by wizard kind. If the poachers found some now, I can't bear to think about the horrific way they'd be bred and killed for profit.
Where exactly are these Snidgets allegedly hidden?
Gran says the journals were a bit cryptic, which is good. Perhaps the poachers won't be clever enough to find the birds. From what she recalls, the journals only noted that the key to finding them lay in the moonlight. Gran thinks it can be narrowed down to a handful of locations.
I take it you aren't going to let the poachers anywhere near the Snidgets.
Gran wants me to stay out of it, but I know she's devastated that poachers might go after the Snidgets, if they still exist. We had the element of surprise on our side when we saved that dragon, but the poachers will be watching for us now.
We need allies. Others who hate the poachers enough to help us, who value creatures as much
Merlin's beard! You're a genius! The centaurs! They'd want the Snidgets protected at all costs.
Centaurs aren't known for being the friendliest lot, especially not with wizard kind, and not right now.
We'll need to be careful in how we approach them. Tensions with them are high. Still, I think they may be our only hope. Let me think on it. I'll let you know as soon as I have a plan.
So now is a great time to stop, actually. Oh, goodness. Taylor. It's been a while, Brad. Thank you so much for coming in. Always a pleasure to talk with you, man. It really is. I'm not just saying that either. It's always a lot of fun. So I appreciate you coming in and saying hi. And again, as I said, I can reiterate it. That's really awesome. Your wife getting to graduate this year. I'm very excited. We only got about 4 or 5 weeks left in this year, so that is amazing. So that's awesome. I'm sure that is years of work that she has dealt with, that now she gets to breathe a sigh of relief. So I wish you both the best of nights, and I will see you next time. So have a good night, Taylor.